All right. How is it going, my magnificent sons of bitches? And I wanted to come out and this isn't going to be a long video because I got shit to do. Um, but this isn't. I wanted to go ahead and do a reaction to the fake news that is basically the political mainstream media that none of y'all probably have any idea what the fuck is going on with these people at all. Um, that the new narrative, right? And we know it's a narrative. We know that it's fake. We know that all this shit's scripted anyway. It's absolutely a waste of taxpayer money. It's a waste of taxpayer time to go ahead and continue this old fucking charade that you've been doing since 2016 and you're still selling and it's not going to produce anything. So ultimately, we could tell that for the most part, this is just the mainstream media doing basically what the mainstream media shills do. And their total existence has accumulated up into this fucking point is to get Donald Trump over, much like in WWE. Donald Trump is Daniel Bryan, basically. I myself have, my reserves about anybody voting for Trump, but this is ultimately what they're kind of doing. Is that they're doing another one of these Trump is going to be arrested fucking placebo storyline, passing it through to the 1% of the population that still have any kind of real confidence in their media. For the most part, I guarantee you that even most of the leftists that are going to invest in this bullshit are rolling their eye for the most part, rightfully so. If you're still a leftist and watching the mainstream media, well, congratulations, you're now considered a fucking clown. I work at a place where probably a bigger majority of people are left leaning for the most part. They're probably more Obama type of Democrats. There's no such thing as a Biden Democrat. You know what I'm saying? There's a small marginalization of society, which is probably fucking feminists that are Hillary voters. There are probably a little bit larger of a metric for the Keynesian economic style of Obama voters. It's steadily fucking declining. But ultimately, overall, there's no such thing as a fucking Biden voter base. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the God's honest truth. So the media has to embellish this shit, and they've been creating these ridiculous fucking stories, and they've been clownish, they've been cartoonish, whether it be from Russians pissing on fucking Donald Trump taking a dump and calling it Obama. This shows you the mindset of the people that are, using these narratives more than it does anybody that they're going to try to demonize uh, as a result of these ridiculous mainstream narratives. So ultimately, this is where we're at right now in society. And it's absolutely fucking hilarious that they are going over this all again, whether it be from fucking Donald Trump poisoning fish in China, whether it be from their idiot fucking voter base, uh, drinking koi pond cleaner, whether it be Donald Trump throwing a hamburger on the wall, him hijacking nuclear secrets. It's all fucking ridiculous, stupid, dumbed down to the lowest common denominator shit that they put in mainstream media. There's no intellectual honesty in mainstream media at all, and nobody watches it. You're talking about 1% of the population who's going to invest anything in this. There's only one person out of the, right now in the position that I work in, we have about probably roughly about 3,000. I may be over exaggerating. I may be under, how's it going, Stephen? I may be under exaggerating, but there was only one person that come in, one person that said, oh, we may be on a heightened security alert because Trump may be arrested. Everybody else clowned the fuck out of this dude. And I mean, he's a nice guy and everything, but everybody kind of fucking mocked him a little bit. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the Russiagate stuff, right? Stormy Daniels. Nobody gives a fuck. Putin is not going to go to jail. Not in reality. It doesn't work that way in the real world. You understand? Maybe in the imagination of the fucking leftists that still watch fake stream, mainstream media, this makes sense. But to anybody else that has a fully functional fucking brain and understands how this works, we know that this is going to be just another fucking soap opera for the probably the feminized men and fucking maybe the fucking Karens out there in the world to fucking watch. And then they'll sit down there and write. But I mean, like I said, I've already had like discussions and debates with a bunch of leftists, and it's always the same cliche talking points. They have nothing original. They're not coming up with any real reliable or accurate information. They think that somehow repudiating this bullshit and the key mainstream talking points that they spew on mainstream media is somehow relevant in normal society, and it's not. Nobody's going to think that you're intellectual by sitting there saying, you lack critical thinking. Nobody's going to sit there and take you seriously. Once anybody who understands that you're fucking getting all your talking points from the cliche people that we mock every day. You see people on Twitter and fucking YouTube and on Facebook mock these people every day. And by repudiating their fucking talking points, they're going to mock you. That's just how it works. Just like they get mocked in the mainstream media. Nobody's going to take your point seriously. So I meant, this is all kayfabe. This is basically just booking 101. Like I said, with Donald Trump playing Daniel Bryan, they're trying to get the Republican base because, to be honest with you, the Republican base is probably not as solid behind Donald Trump as it was back in 2016. In 2016, he didn't have. I mean, there was nothing to go ahead and find on Trump that would sway you to vote against Trump in 2016. He didn't have any of the baggage that Hillary had. But now coming into 2024, he is going to have some baggage. He's going to have to answer for the mandates and the lockdowns. He's going to have to answer for not repealing the propaganda bills. He's going to have to answer for, the stimulus money that ultimately led to, even though technically that stimulus money all falls on the Congress and it all falls on the Democrats, 100%, he could have at least took action, took a position, had some balls, stood up to the Democrats, but he didn't. He kind of caved every time the Democrats. So a lot of people that are shifting their position, I myself am a Ron Paul guy. I'll go ahead and settle for Rand Paul. I would rather have Ron Paul, to be honest with you. I'm a Ron Paul guy. Let's end the Fed. Let's go ahead and do some audits. Let's go ahead and take away the centralized power from DC. Go ahead and give it back to the states. Clearly, this shit isn't working. We can see with the corporate investments and the corporate media and your current education system situation going on that this isn't going to work. So that's the position that I'm at. But with that being said, uh, what we have going on right now is they're trying to get some support behind Donald Trump. So they're going to go ahead and create him, make him Daniel Bryan, and start attacking him because, believe it or not, Ron DeSantis does have a big support group. You go over there and watch Ron DeSantis go to freaking Kansas City to watch the Jacksonville Jaguars play the Kansas City Chiefs. Those people were sitting there cheering for Ron DeSantis. He's got a big fucking base. He's got a big fucking base in Chicago. Most of the people in Chicago I know that love Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis could flip Illinois back to fucking Republican state, to be honest with you. So, it is what it is. I think for the most part, that's exactly what this is. I don't put any faith and any confidence in from what I see right now, with the metric that I see right now, 3,000 people for only one motherfucker to come in and talk about it. There may have been two, but the other guy doesn't talk to me. He's a big prick. Definitely one of those lefty leaning fucking Hillary Clinton type liberals. And me and him have like fucking bumped heads. 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump says, hello, my fellow Americans. So see, Trump isn't such a bad guy, but I'm still not going to vote for the motherfucker. You could be the 45th, that's fine. I have no problem with it. But he wouldn't be my first choice. Ron Paul is who we need. We need a conservative president. We need to stop bullshitting with these fucking left-leaning Pepsi Cola fucking presidents. And that includes any fucking body who's not going to take down and push a conservative agenda. And because physically, you can see right now with your economy, with the price of everything going up, we need a little bit more restraint. And that's the problem with leftism. Communism, which is what leftism is, they're not liberals. Communism is an ideology. Conservatism is a position. There's a big difference right there. And we need more conservatism. You can sit there be a liberal and be a conservative, because all conservatism is physical responsibility. We need people that are going to be in there that are going to be physically responsible. So, and that's kind of where we're at in this country. Right now, the media is a goddamn joke. Nobody gives a fuck about another fucking Trump indictment. They've already seen 3 of them. Like I said, from the fucking pissing prostitutes all the way to the fucking cheeseburger against the wall. It's been a goddamn joke, and nobody takes you seriously. You've killed your own credibility. And, ultimately, you can go ahead and look at your little fucking social media platforms. If you think people are investing in your shit on social media, then you wouldn't have to create so many accounts to like your own shit. The traffic on social media is utterly fucking dead. It's a dead internet. And, most of it is just nothing but your own stock accounts and bot accounts. And you think that you're going to go ahead and somehow establish any kind of real fucking meaningful control. No, you have no power whatsoever. None of y'all do. So now at this point in time, really at the end of the day, what we should be doing is discussion tribunals, and what we would do as a result of, having to go ahead and ultimately take these people out of their positions. Will we go back to a convention of the states? Do you go ahead and eat their ass into the sun, as Hard Bastard says? Do we go ahead and exile them to Iceland and go ahead and use them to help fix our infrastructure at cheap cost? Go ahead and make them have them be more productive, because right now our GDP to debt ratio, our debt to GDP ratio is 124%, and that's absolutely fucking critical at this fucking point. It's the highest it's ever been. So ultimately, this causes great concern. I can guarantee you that Eastern Europe is probably willing to cut more deals with Russia than they are with us, because it's more economically sound for them to go ahead and purchase their natural gas from Russia than it would be from the United States. So, the left has put themselves in this position by going ahead and attacking the North American Springs idea, and ultimately going ahead and trying. So, they're your enemies. They're your enemies. They're not working in your best interest. They go ahead. And like I said, these ridiculous advocacy groups and the racist this and the bullshit that, time to move on for them. Let them know that they're not relevant anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about another fucking indictment. Putin is not going to go to jail, not in real life, maybe in your fucking pretendo fantasy. But, ultimately, this is exactly why we're suffering in this country. This is why your fucking shit's going to go up. This is why your job, whenever they do that Inflation Reduction Act, this is exactly why your jobs are going to start to, diminish. And this is why all your products, and they're going to put you into poverty. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, you're forced our hand. There's nothing else we can do. We need to start talking about tribunals. We need to go ahead and start talking about real world justice. We need to go ahead and start talking about what we need to do and how we're going to move on from these people that are right now currently running your social media, that are running your, your mainstream media, that are trying to pretending to have authority in your politics. And that's absolutely what it is. They're an illusion. You're not lying to us. You're lying to yourself. You're lying that you have an audience. You're lying to yourself, thinking that you have any real power. You're lying to yourself if you think you have any real influence. So anyways, I figured I'd go into this video. I was going to put it up on Facebook. I'll probably end up posting it on Facebook, this video. But ultimately, my Facebook got disconnected. I haven't done a stream in a while. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. You people tell me what you think. You like, sub, do the shit YouTube tells me to do to get over. And for now,